Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle and I am from Kitties Readings. So today's pick a card. We just asked, what do you need to know right now? Or what do you need to hear right now? And all the piles were quite a bit different actually. I actually did record it in advance before placing them. So that being said, if you've never done a pick a card reading before, all you do is you just close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. We just try to get grounded and centered in ourselves. We essentially are trying to get the active mind to calm down a little bit so that we can hear the intuition. So some people are a little more visual and you might want to picture, like, say, a person like yourself going into an elevator from your mind down to your heart. Other people like to really just like feel their feet flat on the ground, really feel into the body, helping them literally feel embodied. And other people just like take a few deep breaths because this actually calms down the nervous system, which just helps you, be more at peace, be more calm, be a little more present. So if any of those ones work for you, do so now. And then just look at these cards and these items on top of the cards and you just ask yourself, is there a message for me here? And you just open your eyes, and if you're like, whoa, I just like feel really drawn to like the way this looks, or for some reason I just knew I wanted to pick the middle card or the third or first, like there's no wrong or right way to like pick card readings, so that's like kind of cool. Some people do like looking at the timestamps in the description box next to each pile, like say if you always see a certain number, people like to sometimes choose that number. Once again, can't really go wrong here. If you're not drawn to anything, that's also cool. We usually just say here on YouTube that there just might not be a message in this exact card reading for you, and that's okay. There's so many on YouTube. Just go ahead and like swipe through to a different video, to a different pick a card where you feel like weirdly drawn, or not even weirdly, but just like you just like something about it. So yeah, that being said, pile 1 here is going to be this pink seashell. Try to zoom in on it. Nice. I think it's actually gonna focus on it. Sometimes it just won't do it. So it's awesome when it does. So this is pile 1. I'll put that down. Pile 2 is this rose quartz point or tower, whatever you'd like to call it. And pile 3 is this smoky quartz cluster, technically, because there's multiple ones. Oh no, there we go. Cool. So if you're drawn to one of the piles, I'll see you in the card reading, and if not, don't sweat it, it's totally okay. I'll catch you in another one. I'll see you shortly. Hello, pile 1. So you chose the card, improve my life. The work that I do in my job or my business continually improves everyone's life, including my own. I think it's great that you chose this card because my whole intention today was to do like a check-in, like what do you need to know right now, but with a little more of a focus to career or finances. So I just think it's awesome that your card basically is a manifestation towards job and career and fulfillment and feeling like you're offering service to others or being of service to others. So that's super cool. But that being said, let's just go like that. Put this in the corner. And let's just pull some cards for what you need to know right now, what you need to hear right now, pile 1s. Okay. Cool. Okay, and for a little more esoterical deck, let's just see anything you need to hear right now or no. Kind of want one more, but I don't want that one. There we go. Cool. All right, I'm just gonna make these cards look a little prettier and then we'll look at what you got. Okay, there we go. So I managed to fit all the cards in. So when I'm just glancing at here, I kind of feel like more or less if you chose this pile and how you'll know if it resonates with you or if it's the pile for you is just by the situation I'm going to describe. So I feel like this pile, you like definitely are working on how would I put this? Like just trusting yourself a little bit more, like knowing that you've got yourself and that you're great. You're great at what you do. You know what you know. That sounds so funny. But this does feel pretty work based. I should also just add in. Like I feel like this feels like um yeah, like you're waiting for an opportunity or for something to change in your current work, whatever it is. I'm not sure if it's like, oh, well, there's like opportunity here, some sort of opportunity. And I'm kind of getting a little bit of a mixed thing here. For some of you, it could be like you've like literally done a ton of like groundwork, for lack of better words, and you're just like waiting for everything to kind of line up for like the seeds to grow. I feel like I'm using so many analogies right now. It's like weird. I feel like I'm using too many analogies. But like you are like you're waiting for like the seeds you planted and worked very hard to grow and like sprout. Cause, oh, I'm definitely getting gardening vibes. So like literally like a gardener. So I just feel like this pile you might just be experiencing a little bit of that frustration, when you've done so much work, you had the vision, you had the passion for it, you were like doing really good. You're like, okay, I know this is all gonna work out. I know this is gonna like pay off, but I think you're just kind of in this like phase right now where it's like, okay, you had the stoke or the excitement or the belief in self for so long, but it's just been taking a little longer than you would have liked or you would like. And you're just having that like very human moment where you're just like, I'm like tired of waiting. Are we sure this is gonna happen? Are we sure this is all gonna work out? Or have I planted some seeds that aren't actually growing? Because I can't tell if they're growing and gonna survive like the winter storm or if they're gonna get knocked over or, you know? I'm just definitely thinking hardcore of some gardener vibes. But no, everything I see here is like you have. You have. You've done everything that you can do. You've taken all the action that you can take. That's what actually the strongest thing I'm getting for this pile is like you've taken all the action that you need to take. This is not really an action time anymore for you. I know that's hard to hear because I feel like this pile is like excellent action takers, which I always find interesting when I've gotten like this like a similar like vibe in a few card readings. Like I feel like you've probably watched a couple of other videos. You probably have heard me say you feel very comfortable in taking action because I'm just getting like that similar vibe. I don't say that in all my readings, just so you know. Oh, that's my cat Millie. Yeah, that's her still. She's having some emotions. Yeah, she wants to go outside. Like really bad. Yeah, like real bad. Okay. Anyway, this is good talk. My cat Millie really wants to go outside and play and have fun, and she doesn't want to wait. And I kind of feel like this is your vibe. Like I think you've like set yourself up for like really good success. So I feel like this pile just does feel so career focused. Like I feel like maybe you set yourself up for like an early retirement or like a payoff in some way for your work, and you're literally in a place where you need to get out of your own head about it and there's no more actions to be taken. You just trust in the work that you've done because you've done the work you need to do. I know, frustrating answer when someone's an action taker. So this is like kind of, I find this interesting whenever I see like a sword where it's not like pulled out. It's kind of like saying like, yeah, like it's okay to like slow down and just like keep busy doing other things. And I know you're gonna be like, wait, what other things? So here I see like just like what you can prioritize now because you've worked really hard to, I'm gonna keep using the analogy, plant the seeds that you've planted. So it's like, so what do you need now? Now you get more time. you have more free time than you did when you were like working so hard to set this up for yourself. Like silence, this card talks all about like just spending more time resting. And I know sometimes that can sound really boring or annoying for some people. And maybe like my cat Millie, who's screaming downstairs, um, it can sound like you're going to be bored to death. But it's like, first, just take some time to recharge, rest, get the sleep that you need, you know, take care of yourself. You probably haven't been feeding yourself like you should, or nourishing yourself like you know you should. Probably haven't been listening to what your body's needing or wanting. And so first things first is just take care of like those very fundamental needs. Do you got what you need? Do you got the rest that you need? Do you got the nutrients that you need? It's time to focus on you, because there's some like I feel like I want to say sleep deprivation or something like that. Like there's like some things you weren't taking care of in your own health that kind of are catching up with you or have caught up with you, and it's just time to deal with that, and that's okay. That's just gonna take a little bit of time, but yeah, as long as you focus on like your self-care, you're gonna see yourself through it just fine. um Time, I just getting so strongly that this is like you just do have more time now, and you need to recognize that that you have more free time, and you don't need to fill it with like taking on extra projects at work or taking on extra work. It's actually up to you. Like, what do you want to do with it? You work so hard for more time. Now you have it. Just like a sincere question to you. What do you want to do with it? How do you want to live it? How do you want to spend it? You get to choose, which I feel like is kind of wild for this pile, because I think you're like in this place where you just worked so hard. You're like, wait, now I just literally don't need to do anything extra. I just gotta wait. And it's like, yes, you just need to wait. So I think that's also where the patience card comes in, and divine order, which talks about everything's like happening as it's meant to, which is like a frustrating thing to hear sometimes, but it's like things will work out when they're supposed to work out, and you just like you need to take your foot off the gas pedal and just allow allow the car to like roll down the hill. You don't need to accelerate. Opportunities, so I get this as confirmations of like there is just like a lot of things happening for you. There is a lot of opportunities coming your way. You created this. I have no doubt that this pile, I feel like you created them. But once again, I get this such a big thing around this time thing, and like if you're having a hard time waiting for these seeds to plant, for things to get figured out, it's like take advantage of the opportunities that are coming your way with this extra time. And even have the friendship card. So this is even saying like I imagine your friendships or your relationships in general probably took a little bit of a backseat. I mean, I'm not going to say you didn't see your friends at all or these people in your life, but I just think you just didn't have the time. Like look at these people, they're just chilling so hard. This person's like playing with this person's hair. There's not a worry in the world. These people look like they're going to sit there for hours. So it's just saying, like, you have that time now. And if you're feeling like you need a distraction from this overactive mind of yours, because if I didn't say that out loud, for sure, get this pile has a lot of mental chatter and activity. You might be someone who, like, really, really resonates with, like, having a very active mental body or, like, a very active mind. Someone who's very cerebral is also like another word that I'm kind of thinking of, which is nothing wrong with that. But I just see like getting lost in times with friends, I think helps you kind of get out of that like mental energy of feeling like you're supposed to be doing. And when you're with your friends and these people that you like, I mean, it doesn't have to be friends. It could be like, once again, like family members, romantic partners. It's just saying like you actually, for once, find a bit of peace, I think. And obviously, the ideal situation would be for you to learn how to harness that on your own. But in the meantime, it's okay if you have friends and family members or relationship people of whatever kind help you kind of get into that peaceful state. I just, once again, get such strong... Oh, here's Millie, the cat that was screaming. I just get that it's just so important for you to be nurtured right now by yourself. Allow people to nurture you. Like, you just, like, I think this pile probably really worked themselves real hard in their life up to this moment, or for a last, like, stint. Sorry, lots of cat hair all of a sudden. And this is just your time to, like I keep saying, like, take less action and just, like, let things like unravel. Like you've set yourself up. I keep saying that. You've set yourself up. Things are gonna work out. Now it's your opportunity to spend that time that you didn't spend on yourself now. Does that make sense? You're in the good years, my friends. That's how I see it. You're in the good years of your life. Look at that. My cat's licking her butt. So you might need some self-care. She's giving herself self-care. You can give yourself self-care. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, yeah, she don't like that. Okay, anyway, so these cards over here says you got the love, boundaries, codependency. Yeah, this is interesting to me. When I see this friendship card, I wonder if this pile worries about being codependent. Yeah, okay. Okay, sorry, I was like getting clarity here. Yeah, I feel like this pile has had a past of being codependent. I don't totally know what the situation is going to be for everyone here, but I mean, it's collective reading, so always remember that. But I almost get the impression that for some people here, like maybe you were in a relationship where you felt quite codependent and how to like be less codependent. I wonder if you like immersed yourself in work more to create like more distance from that relationship, but I don't feel like that was like very honoring of you. It wasn't like the best solution for you. I don't think you're doing that anymore, but it feels like there's just this lingering fear of coming back to codependency in some way. Yeah, but what I get over here is like, I think you've gotten better at knowing what your needs are, knowing what you need to feel fulfilled, knowing what you need to feel like your self-regulated, independent self. Does that make sense? Yeah, boundaries. Obviously, it says that. And I also love that it says you got the love. So I even feel like it says like, you know what, you've got like a really great heart on you. You've got the time, which is like I think so huge for this pile. Like that just keeps standing out to me. You've got the time. You've got the opportunity. You just have a little bit of fear, and that's okay. That's okay. So like the guidance that's like kind of comes through for this is like just remind yourself like and staying grounded. Sorry, that's kind of essentially what it says. It's like staying grounded, staying centered in yourself. So if you find yourself getting like really like it's not disheveled. It's not the word I'm looking for. It's almost like if you find yourself spending a lot of time with someone, you're not getting any time to yourself. Like you're literally just like always with people. And you find yourself at the end of the day being like, oh my gosh, when was the last time I just spent time with me? That would be like a good little time to do a little check-in. And not to like get upset with yourself if you're like, oh shoot, I did it again. I think you're just actually really hard on yourself in some ways because I do feel like this pile has a past pattern of codependency. You can just like worry a little extra about it. Yeah. But I wonder if in past relationships, friendships, whatever it was, and even work, definitely past in the work, it just keeps saying like you didn't take care of your body, you didn't take care of your own nourishment, which is like a word that's really standing out. Your own nourishment, your own rest. So I just once again keep getting that there's this nervousness that you might sometimes repeat that pattern and fall into that. But I don't know, I don't feel worried for this pile. I feel like you're just like pretty grounded these days. Like, yeah, like I said, sometimes maybe you get a little excited about something and you get a little like a little unmindful about like maybe eating as good as you want to eat that day, but I don't feel like you get like kicked off the horse. Does that make sense? Like you're not like once it happens you're like stuck in a rut and you just can't get back on the horse. I don't know, we're using horse analogies now apparently. I just feel like you just you catch yourself. You catch yourself and you correct it and then you get back into those healthy behaviors, routines, systems that you've created to stay balanced, centered, grounded in yourself, nourishing yourself, taking care of yourself. So yeah, I feel like good about this pile. I think you're doing real good. I think you just need to remind yourself of that you're just so much wiser and so much smarter. And I really feel like this pile like suffered some bit. So like I think you like pushed yourself until like you just like burnt out probably. I mean, it's so funny. Like I'm like, I think you've done it in work and I think you've done it in your relationships, like romantic relationships, family relationships I keep getting too. So I don't know if it was like in your like original OG parent family dynamics or if you have kids and you kind of just like gave everything to your kids. I just feel like this pile is just like very, very generous. But I don't know. I know it sounds so funny to that. I just keep getting the vibe that I think you're gonna be okay. I think you know what is honoring for yourself. And I think because you've hit rock bottom in burnout or in like giving too much of yourself to other people in all these different dynamics, that you've actually learned a lot. You're like, okay, I don't ever want to feel that way in work again, or I don't ever want to feel that way in a romantic partnership again, and I don't ever want to feel that way in being a parent again or with my parents again. So you're definitely quick learners, pile ones, like for sure. You're quick studies, you're quick learners, and it makes sense with all this like mental energy of like yellow is just like so solar plexus based, which is like how we identify, how we see ourselves, what we take responsibility of, sometimes how we can worry too much for others or take too much on. I think you've just really had a life where you've focused on figuring that out, on developing that, growing that, changing that. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm just like asking some questions if there's like anything else this pal needs to know, because you know what, is this like a little bit of a random reading, but sometimes they are just random on YouTube, which is cool. Yeah, teaching and learning. Yeah, look at that. I was gonna say, I just feel like this is just kind of who you are in this life. You're just constantly teaching and learning. Look at that. And you're learning to follow your passion. I love this. Oh, and look at that. And a journey to remembering who you are. Yeah. So I find like as humans, we're really kind of funny in the way that we'll like kind of like be like a little more wild and free. And then we condition ourselves to fit in. And then we kind of go on this journey of like unconditioning ourselves. And I feel like this pile really like vibes with that. Like I feel like it's just like, I don't know. I feel like this pile has like decided to take a change in their life. So I mean, like I said though, like it seems like you've like accomplished a lot. Like I feel like you set yourself up financially or in your work in some sort of way for opportunity or something like that. You feel like you've learned a lot in relationships, friendships, partnerships, child relationships. That keeps coming up. I feel like this pile probably is a parent of some sort or something like that, or you take care of your parents or both. And I just feel like something happened and you're like, yo, I just want to like live my life and do me. Like I just keep getting this like packing up and like figuring out what you want and who you are. So, is this midlife crisis vibes? Maybe. I think you might have had a midlife crisis. No, I don't know. It doesn't feel that chaotic. Like I feel like this pile is always pretty mentally like stable, for lack of better words. Like I feel like mentally very, very strong pile. So I just feel like you're just like reflective. You're like felt called to take action, and I think you like changed identity or something like that. You changed something that would so that you could find more joy, which I really like, and it eventually takes you to like rediscovering who you are, so, and remembering who you are. So this is so interesting. This card reading ended up being so much about codependency and like being like, you guys, like you're good. You're not gonna go back to that. Whatever's happening in your life, you're like feeling a little nervous about it. You're not gonna go back to that. You're like, you know what to do. That's the best way to say it. You know what to do. You trust your inner knowledge, your inner wisdom, and you act on it now. And you know when you like are going down like, what are these words? These unhealthy lifestyles or these unhealthy patterns. So, yeah, this is such a random card reading. But I kind of think this is all I have for you. So it is interesting that the card you chose talks about work. So you know what? I'm just going to say it. Sometimes this is super specific, but like I've been thinking of it this whole card reading. I don't think this pile normally watches card readings. I think you're a random. I don't know how you found this reading. I don't even know if you like really believe in readings, so I even find that really interesting. I get such a cerebral person, so you might be one of those people where like your girlfriend, your wife, boyfriend, whatever, husband, someone like that like pointed you in this direction, or some weird algorithm happened in your life and you found yourself watching this card reading, and I don't know, I guess maybe you stuck through with it, maybe you didn't, I have no idea, but I feel like if you chose this pile, you're more likely to be a random. Doesn't mean that's true for everyone. I always just have to say, like, sometimes you get a random specific message and you kind of like try to ignore it as a card reader, and then you're like, it's still there, so I just gotta say it, because especially whenever it's like someone's watching a reading who doesn't really like believe in it, I feel like you gotta like creepishly say what the message you're getting just to creep those people out. And be like, yo, it's real. Anyways, I'm just laughing. So if you're like someone who already believes in this, thanks for being here. If you don't believe in it, that's okay. Maybe it just creeped you out a little bit, and that's funny for me. Fun for you, I don't know. Anyways, this is all I have for you. Super random. Totally went a little off the books on what I was going to talk about, but that's cool. That just happens. Thank you for watching and sticking it out. I do have a membership available now if you're interested. There is just going to be a members only pick a card reading once a month, and then an extended only for members off of one of the main card readings available on YouTube, also available only for members. I might do a few more readings than that a month, but I'm only promising one of each a month just because I want to make sure I can follow through on what I commit to. So that being said, if you just like my videos and want to support me, that's awesome, and if not, that's cool. That's why I still have all these other public readings for you. So anyways, hope you have a good one, and maybe I'll catch you around. Okay, hello File 2. So you chose, I allow myself to receive. My needs are always known by my divine self. Even before I ask, I give thanks and allow myself to receive. Countless blessings always come to me effortlessly. I feel like I read that a bit weirdly, but that's okay. So anyways, this is what you chose. I love this. I feel like everyone in the world could use some furthering of the skills of receiving. I mean, I feel like everyone just, you know, is more comfortable giving. I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people are more comfortable giving than receiving. So cool that you chose that. I kind of see this as like what you're trying to call more in to your life. So cool. I'm just going to pull some cards here, and then we'll get into just what you need to hear right now. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Nope, I want those. Apparently. I want that one. Cool. And I feel like you guys are getting a lot of cards. So we'll see what's up with that. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna just pull all these cards out and get it to fit in the frame, and then we'll get into your card reading. Okay, Pile 2s. So the energy check that you are kind of getting for this one is if the situation makes sense or resonates for you. So I keep just getting the general vibe of like all is well. I don't know if this pile is in a new relationship, or you are what's the right word I'm looking for? Like maybe you're like in a long-term partnership or a marriage or something like that, and you've refound connection, or you're reconnecting in a different way, or you're looking for more intimacy in that relationship. And I really feel like what's coming forward is, and it's not just relationship focused, it kind of just feels like all aspects of life focused, but love is coming through pretty strong. So I do feel like this is something that's been weighing on this pile. Yeah, okay, so if you chose this pile, you might have like a family, and I'm getting like long-term partner, husband, wife vibes, more so than anything else, because I keep looking at like this trust, clearing, retreat, intention. I can just nurture, I get like family system. Life review usually talks about reviewing like what you want for yourself in life, where you're wanting to change in direction, what you're wanting to like have a conversation with others with, to get clarity on how you can like get that end result that you're wanting, or shift into that type of dynamics that you're wanting. And the love and connection card, I don't know, I keep getting like partnerships that I feel like there is love in them, but you just have felt a little disconnected. So, yeah, I think if you chose this pile, you're likely someone who is in a family system. You've been a little burnt out. You might have kids. You might just have like a very full-time job, and your partner also might have a very full-time job, and you both might just have lost a little bit of touch with each other because you both just had a lot going on. And I feel like there's just something going on here where it's like you're realizing and you're starting to trust that you deserve to like be more loved. And it's not like, how do I almost put this, it's not that your partner doesn't love you. I actually feel like your partner loves you a lot. I feel like the block was a little bit with self. So I feel like there was something there where like you perceived your value to be tied to a certain identity. So sorry if that sounds very mysterious, but I just get that this pile might have struggled with feeling like you're undeserving or unworthy of this relationship, love, like wealth, finances, unless you like struggled a certain amount, or unless you achieved a certain goal, or unless you, I don't know, say like if you're a parent, like maybe you put a lot of pressure on yourself to be able to do it all, to care for them, to not ever need help or something like that. Yeah, I feel like there was like an identity or a limiting belief that maybe was quite harsh on yourself. And I'm bringing this all up because I feel like this is shifted. So I want to be clear here. I feel like it's even saying clearing and trusting, and like there's so much orange and red coming through, which is all about realizing like you don't want to keep having this. You want something different for yourself. Yeah. And even over here, it says weight of the world. This card really, really, for me, is like embodying just like that, like being overly responsible for everything. So you might have been someone who was trying to, like felt, I shouldn't be trying to, but maybe you felt responsible for how like your partner felt, for how the relationship was going, for their mental health, their emotional health, for your own mental emotional health, for maybe the finances, for maybe taking care of children, or for maybe like just like it just feels like there's just like a lot of weight on you, a heaviness, like too much responsibility. And it almost seems like you had this belief that it was all on you and it wasn't a shared responsibility. So something shifted. I'm gonna keep saying that something has shifted. Here, like this card over here says, seeing potential, bringing unconscious to light. So maybe this pal went to therapy, maybe they started doing some meditational work, maybe they started doing some self-belief work, some internal family systems work, parts work. Oh, for sure I could see parts work actually, because I just get this pile like it came to light what subconscious beliefs or limiting beliefs or inner child wounding was telling you were responsible for so much. And I feel like when you had that realization, you know, it kind of starts to poof away a little bit where you're like, oh my gosh, like, of course I'm not responsible for all this. Of course, all this weight can't be carried by one person. And I think that a really big shift started there. So I think this pile is on a journey, an intentional journey, I want to say, because I feel like you're quite focused on it. I think this pile really wants to, I'm going to say, like, receive more, be more able to just enjoy, to be more, less than caring so much, doing so much, being responsible for so much. Yeah, and like some of the things I'm seeing here that are coming through is just like clearing. I feel like that's just like validation that you are letting go of layers. You might feel like you haven't, but you have. You are making headway. You are making change. You are like unburdening yourself. I feel like this pile still can probably get pretty tired from time to time, but ultimately you're just doing so much better and not taking on so much. I do feel like there's a little bit more to go, but you've done so well. Like, I really want to say that you've done so well. You've really come so far. And I even like this over here where it says Earth, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. So this kind of just tells me like this pile is for sure very empathetic, very compassionate. And I just feel like this has kind of been where the burnout's been, where you take on so much because you just want to make the world a better place. You want to make things easier for the people you love and care about. But it's like realizing that some people don't value it, and sometimes it's not your burden to take on. A lot of the times it's probably not your responsibility to take on, but it's like remembering that you are a human soul and a human body, and like the body gets tired, the body needs nurturing, the body needs being taken care of. And although you might like have these higher perspectives or insights, or feel like you see the world differently than others, you still have that physical 3D body that needs sleep, that needs nourishment, that needs very physical 3D things. And I think sometimes this pile can forget about that. You have a 3D body. Your spirit is infinite, but the body is still physical and 3D, okay? You've got to take care of it. You've got to nurture it. And there's a lot about sleep and rest. And going within self sometimes to get that sleep and rest and nourishment. So I wonder if sometimes this pile can get caught up in the world and doing things in the world that you forget to come back to self and check in. But yeah, okay. The thing I really want to talk about though is like this connection, this relationship that you have. I just feel like it's saying like, you've really like something shifted and you really have put intentional time into connecting again with this person. So like I said, this could be like a romantic long-term partner is kind of the vibe I'm getting. Just recreating more intimacy, recreating more, I want to say conscious love, connection, and support. And that feels really powerful, this pile. And I feel like it is happening. Like I just keep seeing like a lot of connection, and we even have relationship harmony. So it says, we angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. Then also want to read this one where it says, sorry, that's my cat Millie. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Yeah. I just feel like you have really started to like look at what needs you have, what has not been met, what is a need for you, how do you feel connected, loved, how does your partner feel connected and loved. Like I really feel like you're really reviewing, you're really prioritizing and really seeing how you can come back to each other and connect with each other in a loving way. And I also feel like this pile just needs to know that it's okay. And it's also possible to get back to that level of connection. Like I feel like there's like a little bit of doubt. Like there's this hope that you can get back there, but there's a little bit of doubt that maybe it's not possible, and it is possible. And I really love this card of like, I allow myself to receive, because I wonder if this pile just got in a habit of like not asking for their needs to be met. Like you started like going above and beyond for the partner of yours, but like you never asked for what you needed. You never really got what you needed, and you'd maybe even say like, it's okay, I'm fine, or you'd be like, whatever, next time. But like next time didn't ever happen next time. And it's just like really being like, you know what, it's your time to like, you get to explore your needs, and you get to explore what you want and what feels good in your body. And it's really actually exciting. It's really, really exciting. So I feel like I've been rambling for 10 minutes about not much. So I'm just going to ask, what guidance is there for this beautiful pile? I almost said power. Pile. What guidance is there? Because I don't feel like I actually gave that much. I mean, maybe I did, but I don't know. Patience. Yeah, that's a great card actually. It's yeah. Patience. This like card just talks so much about like the heart chakra too, and like opening up and allowing time for that reconnection to happen, and like just taking little steps. And this also makes me think of like, it's those small things that matter. Like maybe when your partner does something for you, you just say thank you. I really appreciated the thoughtfulness you took to do this. Or like, I just like small things make the biggest difference, and the acknowledgement of the small things is like a huge thing. Yeah, sorry, I just hear my cat running up and down things and screaming. So if you can hear that, I apologize. She's feeling very, very rowdy, I guess. She's got some needs that are being unmet. Okay. Yeah, any other advice for this pile? We have victory, teaching, and learning. Okay, these are really great cards to come through. So victory, it's like, you're gonna get there. I just feel like I have to keep telling this pile, you're gonna be successful in this, because you know what, you are intentional. You are like you're being very intentional, and you are trying, and you know what you want. You're like ready for it. And I feel like, you know, like there's like some blocks in like just not like maybe voicing what you were needing or wanting, or allowing yourself to truly receive it. Maybe you were still like trying to like do things for your partner, and you weren't even receiving it for yourself. That makes sense. And I just feel like you're just like, it says here, you have your prayers are answered and have been heard. Have faith, like it's coming for you. You're gonna get success from this, and teaching and learning, which is just so appropriate, because I feel like, yes, you really are learning. You're learning so much right now, like, and I feel like you're having really great conversations about how to like help the other person open their heart a little bit more to it. Recreating like little safety and like just like complete acceptance, and like everything's safe there. I just keep getting that. Okay, anything else for this pile? Let's see. Clairsentience. Ooh, I love this card. Especially if we're talking about romantic relationships. I feel like this is literally saying like, feel into your body about what you're wanting and needing, and don't be afraid to voice it. You know what you would maybe like to experience, or what you would really like to feel loved. And it's just saying like, shine, just let that stuff shine through. Don't be afraid, like don't smother it, don't try to hide it. Like that's what lights you up, that's what helps you feel connected and valued and fully yourself and seen. And if that's what you've been struggling with your relationship, then you've got some answers right here about listening to your body and voicing what you're experiencing being a really great place to start. Okay, anything else this pile needs to hear? Clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. I feel like that just really just reiterates once again what we've been getting this whole time. You know what you want. Don't get too in your head about asking for it. Don't shame yourself for it. Allow yourself to experience it and ask for it and need it. Allow yourself to need it. Okay? Anyways, this was also a random reading. Pile 1 was random. Pile 2 is random. Pile 3, probably going to be random. So anyways, I hope this brought some sort of clarity to you. I hope this brought some sort of encouragement, validation, whatever it was that you were looking for when you came onto this channel. And if you enjoy this reading and you'd just like to support the channel, I appreciate it if you leave a like or a comment, as it actually helps this specific video get way more views. The other thing you can do if you're like really vibing with the channel is I did just start a membership program. So you'll get 2 members only videos a month. I might do more than that, but I'm only promising 2 a month, as I just want to make sure that I can fulfill my commitments to you. So that being said, oh my gosh, look at that. Her boobs came out. Oh, I was so good about covering it this whole time. And then I cleared this card and left her naked boobs on top of the deck. Classic. Classic. Well, you take that as a confirmation as you need it. I'm going to look at this pile now. And I hope you have a good one. And maybe I'll catch you around another pick a card reading. Well, pile 3s, you actually got 2 cards. So you chose Divine Order. I'm in the right place at the right time, and everything is in divine order. And the second card that wanted to come out was Passion, Power, Purpose. I love that, PPP. I give thanks for knowing my passion, my power, and my purpose in life. So I'm going to put these over here, and I'm just going to pull some cards, just seeing what do you need to hear right now. And love and light for the highest good, well involved. As always, for pile 3. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Well, that's a little much. We'll keep these 2, and I'm just gonna pick all these other ones up off the floor here. Okay, here are the other ones from the floor. I guess maybe I'll keep them. I'll allow it this one time. I usually don't like cards that fall on the floor and stuff. I just feel like it's a little too much, but today they will stay. Okay. Does that rhyme? Anyways, anything else pile threes need to know? Lost lands, the void, perspective, star family. Okay, interesting. I did have another deck, but I don't want to pull any from it right now, so I'm not going to. I've just decided. So, cool. Yes. Can you see all the cards? Can you? You can! Yay! Okay, pile three. So, what I'm getting for this pile is, this is going to be kind of funny to say, everything's working out just fine. Everything's working out just fine for you. Like, literally, everything's okay, everything's good. You're exactly where you need to be right now. You're meeting really great people right now. Like, where is it? You're part of a team of souls call and support. Zoom out. You're like zooming too hard into something, into a problem, and you're kind of making more problems out of a problem that doesn't actually exist. Sometimes it can be hard to hear, but I just feel like it's saying like you're exactly where you're meant to be and nothing's wrong. Which is, yeah, a funny thing to say to someone because I don't know. I feel like this pile might be thinking there should be more difficulties. Like there must be a block. But I'm like, I feel like the message I'm getting for you is like, what if there is no block? Wild, right? Like, what if there is no block? So it's kind of an interesting message. So it is, I'm just getting like, so over here it says like, called, it's time for you to step up. You've done so much. You've acquired a lot of knowledge. You've acquired a lot of, I want to say literally training. So I don't know if this pile has taken a lot of schooling, training, counseling, school or something where you can hold space for people. I even feel like some people in this pile might have done like some shamanic study, which is like specific and random, but I'm just going to mention it because it's coming through. Yeah, I feel like you've done so much. It's like, you know, it's time to go for it. As I'm saying this, I feel like resistance from the energy of this pile. So I feel like there's a part of you all who are like, what? It can't be that easy. I need more training. I need more practice. You know, something must be happening. It's like, no, I think this pile has actually worked through the blocks. And I think you're actually finally at that point in the journey where you just take that passion, that power, and that purpose, and you get after what you've been working towards. I know this sounds so funny. I feel like there's just so much resistance coming from this energy, from your energy. Where it says the worst is now behind you, and you're surmounting any previous challenges. Like I know this is wild to hear, but I actually sincerely believe you're past the struggle portion and you're in the action portion where it's like it's good for you just to take action and to be able to go and do this thing that you've been working towards doing. And sorry, this is like seeming pretty like vague, but I feel like this pile has taken a lot of work. Like you did a lot of personal work. I think you did a lot of trauma work on yourself, trigger work, so that you could like, I want to say like hold space for people. Like the counselor card is giving me hardcore space holder vibes. You did all this so that you could go out there and do this job, and I think you are ready. It's like follow your passion. You got passion twice. I give thanks for knowing my passion, my power, and my purpose in life, and saying trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So I feel like this card is talking about shifting things, like changing, taking action towards something or moving towards something. So I wonder if you're like still feeling a little confused because here we have lost lands. I wonder if you're just like, I'm not really sure where to go with all this. Like, I have all this training, this knowledge, but now what do I do? I feel like it's just really coming through, like, follow your passion. If you're feeling more excited about one area that you were trained in, or that you know how to do or facilitate or hold space for, that's your answer. Just start moving towards that. I also like that this card, although it's called Lost Lands, says that you've done this before. Like, you've done this in other lifetimes. You've done this, oh, sorry, my cat just jumped up on a box and made some noise. Like, yeah, you, like, if you're called to this work, it's because you have done it in other lifetimes and you know what you're doing on a soul level in this lifetime, in other lifetimes. Like, this is a deep knowing for you. And I think that might even be why you were so called to doing this kind of work, this, I feel like, council work, this space holding work. I mean, it could even be like breath work where you hold space for people. There's so many ways you can hold space for people. So you know it. If this pile is resonating for you, you are a space holder of some sort. Yeah. Here, I do want to read this. It says, the void, stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So I feel like you're like in a moment of like pause, decide where your heart is calling you, and then create the path. Start taking a step at a time. So yeah. Also, sorry, I just got caught. This says you are powerful, loving, and creative, and you're very loved. It's so interesting because power. So I'm wondering if this pile is feeling a little disempowered, or you've forgotten that you can take empowered action. You don't need to wait for like the next lesson to come in or the next thing to hit you. You can take action first. You can follow the thing that's your heart's calling you towards, that joy that you're being called towards, and you can take the empowered step and decision to move towards it. Because everything you're saying, like, difficulties are behind you, all is well. Prioritize where you want to go. Prioritize what is filling your cup right now. The idea will form and create more and more as you move towards it, but right now just trust everything is as it needs to be. Everything's in divine order. Everything is coming to you as you need it to come to you. It's all gonna work out. It might be kind of wild. I don't know, I'm starting to feel less resistance to this pile. Like, yeah, you're so ready. You're so ready. Definitely. Okay, let's pull some cards on some like guidance here, because this is like some interesting things to be told, but let's get some guidance. Let's see. We have listening. Okay, listen to your wise self. Let your inner compass direct the course of your life. Okay, so this is literally, once again, reiterating, following your heart, following where you're feeling called, following the passion. Where are you like excited? Where are you like, oh, I'm just really excited to work with people in this way, or I'm really excited to help out in the world in this way, or see change and support change in this field. Like, there's no wrong or right answer. There's a place you want to go. I know there is. I can feel it in this pile. Asking where that place is and moving towards it, moving towards that door. That's the only job for you right now. Okay. Any other guidance for pile 3? This was a lot of things said. Any guidance? Okay. We have love. Choose love. Let your love become a powerful force for change. Once again, this is still like talking about that heart space. Like, where are you feeling so called? Where is your heart? Where is your heart calling you to go? I know that's a lot of repetition, but it's just, it's coming through again and again. So maybe this pile is like zoning out in their minds or something, and like thinking about challenges or things, and then you zone in, and hopefully one of the times I've said follow your heart, you've heard it. Okay. Any other guidance for this pile on how to navigate this? Practice present moment awareness. Yeah, the meaning you yearn for lives in the ever-present now. Yeah, I just keep getting this pile feels so stuck, so blocked. I do feel like that. I feel like you're just like, I don't know, like, where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do, and it's like you're seeking perhaps answers outside of yourself, only in the sense of like maybe you're like researching on Google, what are practical things to do with this skill? Or maybe you're like asking other mentors, what would they do with this skill? But it's like, no, only you know the right path. And if you have some sort of meditational practice, or say if you have done some like therapy or breath work or some kind of like present within mind and body, practice, that's the word I was looking for, this would be the time to whip that out, like maybe it's even reading cards for yourself or doing a meditation on what does your heart want you to know. It's I think as simple as that, because I feel like your heart is so sure It just needs you to separate a little bit from the mind and being like, this is what I thought I was supposed to do, or this is what I keep waiting for. I've had the habit of this. It's like, no, no, no. Your heart has a message for you. It knows where it wants to go. So, other card here we have is Truth. It says, tell the truth. Integrity is the key to living an authentic life. Yeah, so I just really get that, being like honest with yourself. So this pile might be wanting to choose a very untraditional path. You might even be like maybe confessing to, it's funny to say confessing, but that's like the vibe I get, like confessing to maybe parents, partners, friends, something, a society, a group of friends, a group of individuals you feel connected to, that you're changing course. And it's like, do not make this decision for yourself because someone might not approve of it, or because it's maybe too traditional, or it's too untraditional, or maybe it's too, I just keep getting that. This pile, I feel like sometimes uses the word, I'm too much of something, or I'm too this, I'm too that, like too, like TOO, TOO is coming through a lot. And maybe just be mindful of where you're like saying that to yourself, because I don't think it's true or accurate. I think it's a limiting belief that's just sort of popping up for you that's now outdated. Okay, lastly, we have set boundaries, protect your precious time and energy. Yeah, so what comes through with this is there's someone that you're worried about failing, disappointing, not getting the approval of. This is coming through very strongly as like, well, how much time do they really, truly, really be getting from you? Like if they are going to be spending their time telling you, how this isn't the right decision for you, or like, you know, kind of giving that like uninvited opinions or feedback about decisions you're excited about, it really might just be time to ask yourself if this is the kind of people you want in your life, or should be in your life, or have earned being in your life, you know? Yeah. And lastly, we have the cards Priorities. And it says, get your priorities straight. When you know what's important, saying no gets much easier. Yeah. So this pile might struggle with a bit of like people pleaser vibes, or like just not wanting to disappoint people. I'm not too sure how you might maybe word it to yourself, but it's just saying like, it's so strong. This pile is scared to tell someone or a group of people something, because they feel like you'll be removed from it, if that makes sense, or not accepted for it. And it's just like, it's time to have courage, because it's your life ultimately, and you have to live your life for yourself. I know it's so corny to say, but you do. And if you're living your life by the limits of someone else, I feel like at the end of the day, you've got to ask yourself if you'll be happy that that's the life you chose to live, if that's the way you wanted to live, if you'd regret living or not living the way you wanted to. So it's tricky. I feel like this pile wants like an answer that makes everything work out, makes everyone happy. But unfortunately, I feel like because boundaries are coming up, following your passion, your heart is so clear on what it wants. It's just like, it wants everything to work out without confrontation. And unfortunately, there is like this confrontation that's going to have to happen with this person or group of people. And look at that. The top card here is action. It's just time to take action. Take action. The journey to find your lost self begins with one step. And this ultimately sums up this, what I've been saying here is like, you got to find yourself, and you got to do what is your passion, and you're empowered. And I think you sometimes forget that. But it's so important for you to remember that you're the ultimate one who chooses the path that your life goes down. And I know it's scary, but you've got this. The reward is you get to feel unburdened from this guilt or shame or unacceptance of self when you finally let out who you are and what you're wanting. Okay? This is where I'm going to leave this reading for this pile. I hope you have a good one. I hope this brought some clarity, or really whatever you were looking for when you came onto this channel. And I just wish you the best of luck. You've got this. It's time to step into your life, you know, step into the self that you're really wanting to be, and listen to that heart and not be afraid of how other people might perceive it.